15, James Yap is celebrating his birthday. And alam niyo naman, Feb 14, Valentine's Day. But aside from that, it's also the birthday of the wife of James Yap, Miss Chris Aquino. Pero alam mo na, kahit na triple celebration para sa mag-asawa, don't expect a big party next week because sobrang busy ni Chris sa shows niya. At saka si James naman preparing for the games. Eh, ang gusto lang daw ng mag-asawa is to stay home and spend some quiet quality time together. Nico?
Well, we can understand why. Alam naman natin, yan ang tinatawag na power couple, no?
Kaya pala tayo hindi nakakuha ng imbitasyon dahil
walang party.
Walang party.
Alam mo naman tayo. We always expect to go to that party.
Of course, if there was a party, sigurado, wala rin tayong imbitasyon.
Ate, busy rin tayo. Ano ba kala nila? Sila lang busy. Meantime, Nick Pinisi was called for a loose ball foul. Second personal laban kay Pinisi. So under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Every time Red Bull wants to get back in the ball game, may nagagawang maganda Purefoods to keep them at bay.
Either a three-point shot or a defensive stop. That's been the MO para sa Purefoods sa larong ito.
Ako, kung kay Junto Valenzuela ito yung kanyang pakawas, apat na nga. That's going to be a big problem para sa Red Bull ngayon naghahabol sila dito sa ating ball game. At ang bantay pa niya. Pinapantay niya, James Yap. Meantime, it's going to be last touch on Purefoods with 1 minute and 9 remaining here in the first half. Here's Felici. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Rebound. And now, Ibanez with a TF3 from the deep right corner.
20-second three-point attempt by Red Bull, but that was wide open. Ball swinging from one side to the next. Lahat ng mga players ng Red Bull nakahawak ng bola.
There's an offensive foul laban kay Zoe Castillo.
Watch out, Nico. If Red Bull closes out this quarter strong, ito 15 na lang yung lamang. Remember, this was a high of 27 kanina.
Here's Adriano. Well, that was a rare drive inside that forbidden shaded lane. 28 seconds to go. James Yap hounded by Adriano. James Yap, oh, getaway! That was a clear getaway by the man with 1,000,000 moves.
Using the aggressiveness of the defense and using the weight na binibigay sa kanya ni Kiko and attacking the basket. Ito si James Yap.
The 19 seconds to go at lamang na lamang pa rin ang Purefoods dito, 58-41. Red Bull can actually go for the last shot, right? The last sentence of the second chapter. Because halos walang difference yung shot clock at game clock. Straight to shoot, go to shoot. Because Purefoods has fouls to give, they gave up a foul.
Smart foul. Letting the shot clock go down to 1.5 seconds. Madalas nakikita natin, some players are too foul happy at masyado maaga binibigay yung foul.
Tira na, Kiko Adriano. So dyan magtatapos ang isang one-sided first half. Purefoods leading by as many as 27 big points. And the first half ends with Purefoods on top, 58-41. And we are at the halfway point of Game 5 of this best-of-7 series. The series is tied. This ball game is definitely not. Malabang na lamang po Purefoods dito. Laban sa Red Bull, 58-41 in an absolutely one-sided first half. Magandang gabi po sa kanilang lahat. Nico Alini kasama si Jason Webb. And Jason, Purefoods so dominant in the first 2 quarters of play.
Yung panggulat talaga ng Purefoods, that zone defense, and itong Red Bull, wala sila naging solusyon. They tried to run a lot of plays through it, but in the end, it really got them away from their game plan and really settled for a lot of three-point shots.
Eh dahil yun lang ang binibigay no ng Purefoods defense. So balikan po natin no yung mga kaganapan ng first 2 quarters. In fact, itong Purefoods led by as many as 27 points as we click on the webpage.
Pinag-usapan natin, taking care of the basketball, critical for Purefoods, doing an excellent job. Only 5 turnovers, 10 points of the turnovers of the 6 turnovers of Red Bull. More importantly, the number of assists that Purefoods has in this ballgame. 14, only averaging 13. Nakikita natin, again, Purefoods playing as a team in this game today. Get the superstars going, James Yap and Kirby Raimundo. What more can you say, James Yap? Hinabol niya yung tatlong quarter na nawala nung huling laro. Kirby Raimundo, solid numbers, 8.7 rebounds, 7 assists. You know, that's a complete stat para sa'yo.
And that's why James Yap and company, I mean, Red Bull had repeated attempts to get back in the ballgame, but Purefoods lagi silang may sagot sa bawat banta na dala ng Red Bull. Here's the webpage for Red Bull Barako.
Well, they wanted to establish that post-game early, but they weren't allowed to do so. Only 4 points in the paint. Mick Penisi, Carlos Sharma combining for 7 points and 3 rebounds and combining for no inside points. Run and score. 4 na beses lang tumakbo tong Red Bull, which resulted in only 4 points. But more importantly, Miko, we can notice that they are not quick in this game today. At yun ang nawawala sa kanila. A better rebounding effort. Still getting beaten by Purefoods in rebounding. A +6 para sa Purefoods sa stat na yan.
Well, you mentioned not being quick enough in many departments, even getting rebounds and chasing loose balls. Kaya naman hindi makalapit ang gusto itong Red Bull Barako. Here's the leading performers at the half.
So Cyrus Baguio, Warren Ibanez, Mike Rayback. Cyrus Baguio and Warren Ibanez, a lot of those points coming from three-point region. Well, speaking of three-point shooting, para sa Purefoods, si James Yap at si Noy Castillo really burned the hoops mula sa three-point range. Saka si Romel Aducol, how many times did we see him beat his man off the dribble? Not often do you see that in an entire season.
Aducol with his power drives, and of course James Yap with his clutch shooting. Kaya naman itong Purefoods, they will begin the second half, leading 58-41. That was your Petron XCS halftime report. Have the ability to get back in the ball game. Certainly has the guts and the firepower to do it. Certainly has the coach to do it. That's Coach Heng Yao, the most intimidating coach I've seen and I've known under 6 feet.
And that's the epitome of guts.
Oh, yes. All guts, all glory. Meantime, Garchi Ferrer, one of our officials tonight, laban kay Paulo Bugia. First personal laban kay Bugia. First team foul. Laban sa Red Bull. So the Giants begin the second half with Kirby Raimundo, James Yap, Noy Castillo, Romel Aducol, and Ray Evangelista. Acrobatic shot by Kirby. That's back shot Aducol.
This first couple of minutes, critical to para sa Red Bull because they have to show that they're going to be quicker and have more intensity than Purefoods para makahabol sila sa game na to.
You notice how quickly they try to move that ball around because that's one way of generating speed and energy.
And much faster, probably the quickest we've seen since the start of the ball game.
Here's Yap slicing through. That's move number 879. This is a man of a million moves.
So whatever they did to his hip flexor, it seems to have worked even better para dito kay James Yap.
Is Bugia, nowhere to go. Outside Penisi. 10 to shoot para sa Red Bull. Down by 19 big points. Bugia loses the ball. Yun. Nakompleto ni James Yap yung steal.
Curiously, Miko, this is the same starting 10 that we saw at the start of this ball game, and you remember how that went in the favor of Purefoods.
Here's Aducol, another power move. Pinagasaan. Ito si Paulo Bugia. And here is Cyrus Baguio. Bugia is down. Bugia is down at the other end of the court. May baseline right across the bench of Purefoods. Nabagsakan po siya ni Romel Aducol. And that is not a pleasant experience. Alam mo naman bato-bato itong si Romel. Bugia is still down. Something is wrong with something with his face, either mata niya or it's still down. Hindi makabaon itong si Paulo Bugia. And Aducol coming over and saying, Brad, medyo na. Tigat ko eh. So alamin natin kung ano ang nangyari dito kay Bugia. Here's what happened.
This was the drive of Romel kanina. Could have been the
left elbow.
tama.
But I don't think it was intentional. Mukhang in the course of going to the hoop, nakataon lang